Hello guys, welcome to Tech with Amrut. So in our previous lecture, we have already discussed about objectives and objects and how we are creating the objects and what is objects. So we use the objects when we want to store the values or any information, then we are using the objects. So that we have seen how we are going to create objects and how we can call those and how we can print. Keys are like whatever the keys we are using, those are case sensitive. And we have seen the how we can define the object and what are different ways we can write and configuration and all, and call by reference, call by value. So these all the things we have seen in our last lecture. So today's lecture we are going to discuss about the what is the multi-dimensional array, and we have seen that how we can create the array and array transformation and array iteration, and what all things we can use in array. So we have seen the single dimension array, how we can create and how we can access, how we can iterate, how we can create and how we can add and remove the elements in array, how we can use the splice, shift, all those things we have seen, some of the real-time examples, and how we can do the searching in array and array transformation, sorting and slicing, array concatenation and array checking. So these are all the things we have seen in our last lecture, in our previous lecture. So today we are going to understand what is the multi-dimensional array and some of our DSA questions we are going to solve. So which are basic DSA questions. So we can have some of our hands-on also. Okay. Yeah guys. So let's begin with today's session. So array we can create. So this is 1D array which we have seen in our last lecture. So here we can see that we can have it will allow the duplicate elements also, so we can write like this. And 2D array basically like we can write in case of matrix. So this basically like whatever this will be considered as one row. So the one row first element will be considered as 0, 0, and then second element will be considered as a 0, 1. Third element will be considered as a 0, 2. So like this we will be having for same for this also. This is second row and this is third row. Okay, so here instead of 1 it will be a 0, it will be 1 and it will be 2. Here it will be 1 because this is second row. So if I can show you one general example. So okay, so this will look like this. Okay, so we'll be having 1D, 2D and 3D. 1D array is a collection of similar elements, and here as we if we take an Excel sheet, so in that we'll be having these are the columns and these will be rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are rows. A, B, C, D, these are the columns. Okay, and here we will be having 3 into 3 matrix, 1 into 4 matrix, 11 into 2 matrix. Means what? So this 3 means first element will be considered as a row into column. How many columns you have? Here we have 3 rows and 3 columns. A, B, C are the columns. 1, 2, 3 are the rows. So if you consider this one, 1 into 4 matrix. Okay, so here we have 4 columns, means 1 row into 4 columns. So in this example, 11 into 2 means we have 11 rows into 2 columns. So this is how you need to understand this one. Okay, and also, so if I can show you here. Okay, so this is the main thing which you need to understand, guys. Process dot standout dot write. So this we are basically using to print in a single line. So if you are writing anything, so if you want to print anything, so if you really want to print anything in a single line, so then we are using the process dot standout dot write. Okay, and console dot log is basically print for the next line. So if you want to print anything, so it will get print in a next line. So if you want to print in a single line, so then we are using the process dot standout dot right. Okay, so this you keep in mind. Okay, as we have already discussed, 0 comma 0, 0 comma 1 means second, 0 comma 2 means third one. So that is what we have discussed here. Matrix, and this is 1 to 2, 1 raised to 4, and this is 3 raised to 3. Okay, how we can iterate this one? How we are going to iterate? So iteration will be happen from the 0 to 3, means I should be from 0 to 2, means less than 3 means 2. Okay, less than 3 means 2, so 0 to 2 it will be. First this will be started, so I will start from 0 and j will start from 0 to 0 to 0 to 2, same. Okay, so now what it will happen? First for I, so this loop will, how it will run, I will tell you. Okay, so this loop will run basically in a I comma j pattern. So it will run with I is equal to 0, I is equal to 0, first I will be equal to 0, then j will run from 0, 1, 2. So this is the pattern how it will run. 0, for I is equal to 0, j will run from 0, 1, 2, and for I is equal to 1, j will run from 0, 1, 2. Like this it will run. Okay, so for every I value, j will repeat the loop for 3 times. So here, so that's that value of grid when we are printing. First for I is equal to 0, 0 comma 0, same here it will be 0 comma 1, 0 comma 2. This is how it will get printed. Okay, so we already have that grid value, we have already written a matrix. Okay, so from that, when we are running this one, so we will run this for 3 times. J loop, whatever the inside inner for loop will run 3 times for single value of outer loop. So it will take j is equal to I is equal to 0, 1, 2. For I is equal to 0, j will inner loop will run for 3 times. For I is equal to 1, inner loop will run for 3 times. I is equal to 2, inner loop will repeat for 3 times. That is 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this you need to keep in mind every time. So for I value, it will inner loop will run for 3 times. Okay, so this is how the iteration of grid and all it will be done. So if I try to print this one now, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so if you want to print only one time, okay, so without this one, if I'm running without console.log, so all the things will be printed in single line. So first 0 comma 0, 1 will get print, 0 comma 2, 0 comma 1, 2 will get print, 0 comma 3, 3 will get print. After that, if I'm adding console.log, whatever the line it will be there, that line will get shift to second line. After every 3 values, the line console.log will move to the next line. So it will help to move to next line, and from there again the other 3 values will get printed. Which are those 3 values? 1 comma 0, 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 2. Like that, when I is equal to 2, I will become 2, then 2 comma 0, 2 comma 1 and 2 comma 2. Like this it will iterate. So this is how it will be, iteration will be done for the grid. So first we are taking the grid, so that grid value we are taking and while we are running, so we are doing like this. So if you are writing it from 1, then you need to add I should be equal to 3, so it will repeat throughout 3 times. Okay, so if I print now, so here also you should make it as 3. So it is throwing the error for third line. Cannot read the property undefined. Okay, got it. Let me save it. Basically here you need to write it like this only, because what it is currently doing was, so it is going from, as we already discussed, matrix will be from 0 comma 0 only, so we need to start it from 0 only. So it should start from 0. Okay, this is wrong, so we need to start it from 0 only, then only it will go till 0 comma 0 0 comma 1. So if you are trying to access which is not there, then it will throw the undefined. So if I try to access fourth element, so which is not there here, so then it will throw the undefined error. Okay, that is what it is causing. So this is second example. Like if you want to really access that element, first element 0 comma 0, grid of 2 comma 1 is which one? 2 is this line, 0, so this is 0 row, so this is first row, this is second row. Okay, so this is how it will be. So if you are calling 2 comma 1 means 0 1 means 80 it will get printed. Here it will be 0 comma 0 is 10, and grid 0 comma 0, if you are updating that value, then instead of 10 the value will become 99 here. Okay, and if you are trying to access the grid dot length will be maximum length, that will become 3 here. This will also be 3. First row length is 3. And how to reach to the last element? So last element, if you want to reach, then grid length minus 1 means whatever the grid length will be there, 3 minus 1 which is 2. Okay, second row, this row, and grid 0 of dot length means this is 0 length which is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 comma 2 means grid of 2 of 2. Okay, then the value will be 90. Here is a one more example how we can print that one, so that we will see. First we will try to print these values. Okay, so there are multiple ways by using which we can print the value. First we will try to print these above things, and we will go to next example. So as we discussed, first will be, here it will be 10, this will become 80. Okay, and here it will become 99 because we have updated the value. So you can update the matrix by grid 0 comma 0 and then assigning that value, which value you want. And if you are trying to print that one, updated value will get printed. So here the grid dot length will be 0 1 means 1 2 3. 3 is the length, and 3 will be the first row length. Okay, and then if you are trying to access this console dot grid last element, so grid dot length minus 1 will print the last element, and then this will be a first row last means first row length, that is 3. So 2 comma 2 means grid of 2 comma 2 is 90. This will get printed. That is what we have discussed here. Okay, so this is about how we are going to access that one and all. So these are the some of our few examples. Now we will take one more matrix, which is test matrix, and we already discussed, like whatever the array we have, that will be a combination of, well, here we will not consider it as like only similar kind of data element should be there. It can be a data type inside the array can be different also. So here we have taken string and number. Okay, so inside that test matrix, so these are the 3 rows we have. As we have already discussed how we can get the length of the matrix, that is test matrix dot length. So by using this length method we can access the length of the matrix. Okay, so from 0, I will be from 0 to 2. Okay, 0 to 2, because I should be less than 3. 3 less than 3 means 2. 0, 1 and 2. So these are the 3 values, and here again the length will be 0 to j will also be 0, 1 and 2. So if you are trying to print the values like login, same way whatever we have printed. So if I try to print this one, so here instead of what we have done, instead of using the 1, 2, 3 or something, we have used the combination of string and matrix, then we string and number, then we have printed in the same way. Login pass 20, checkout fail 404, search pass 180. Okay, that is why we have printed same way. We have used the same way, but earlier what we have done, so we have given the direct value, but instead of that we have used the length method in order to get the length of the matrix. Okay, so only that is the got changed here, but apart from that we have not changed anything. So here test matrix of I means what? So first whatever the 0 we have, for that first row what is the length. If you are going to second row, I will be 1, and what is the length of that row. Like that we are going for each and every row and that row length, and that many times we are repeating that loop, and we are correcting all the values. Okay, so this is also simple one we have discussed. And third one, we have one more way. So this is the same way what we are using. So let row, so this is our matrix, so this is our matrix, so this is a one way, first way of iterating the matrix. Okay, second way of iterating the multi-row matrix. Okay, so what multi-dimensional matrix? So what we are doing it here, so here we are basically, instead of taking the length and all, so we are using the let row of test matrix. So this is basically in a format like for each loop, like that you can consider. So let row of test matrix, so we are considering this matrix, and then row we are taking, from that row we are again taking the cell. So from the matrix we are considering a row, from row we are considering a cell. So whatever the we want to print it here, so simply we are printing it by this way. So this is one more way which we can print this one, cells. Okay, we can print the cells here. So if I do this one, I'll get an error, I guess. Let me just check. So it is telling where we have this one. So instead of this one, we can have the cell here. So each and every cell it will get printed. So we will get the login, pass, and 200. So this is the one more way which we have used. And these, other than that, whatever we have, these are the rarely used basically. But we will try to understand. Okay, even though these are rarely used, we will try to understand this one. So this is same way. Cell and all we have written, and this is for each loop. Okay, so we have a test matrix dot for each, we have a row, this is the arrow function what we are using, and row dot for each. Inside that, for that whatever the row we have, so for that we are fetching the cell here. First we are fetching the row from the row dot for each, and then we are checking the cell by using the arrow function, and then we are printing the process.stand.out printed. Okay, so if I try to print this one, again we will get the same output. Okay, so there is no difference, but these are the rarely used. So first we need to make sure this, if we are okay with this one, if we are already okay with this one, so then we can definitely go for this one. Second and third ways are rarely used, so you just go with the first way whatever we have discussed. So we need to check the length of that matrix, and then first row, whatever the row which we are iterating, so that row length, and iterate that inner for loop for that many times, and outer for loop for the I value, inner for loop for the j value for the that whatever the length of that matrix we have, length of the row. So this is for the length of the row, and this is the outer for loop is for the length of the matrix. Okay, so this is length of row. Okay, length of the row of matrix, inner loop. So this is outer loop. Outer loop is for length of the matrix. We have a inner loop, so which is for the length of column of row, length of column of inner row. Okay, so this is how the way of iterating the matrix. So we can also go with the using the functions. So we have a arrays row when we are iterating the function, so that we can go with the maps also if you want to iterate. Okay, that also we'll see now. So that we have a scores. This is our matrix, 3 into 3 matrix. Okay, so this is 3 into 3 matrix. So in that we have a scores. This is our matrix dot map. So each and every row we need to iterate. Then row arrow function, we will use the reduce. So if I want to sum this all the rows, so this is basically we are using it for sum all rows. Okay, sum all cells of rows. Okay, so this will be 10, 20, 30 means it will be sum will be 60, and here it will be 40, 50, 60 means 150, and here we have 70, 80, 90 means we have around 100, 180, 180 plus 60 means 240. Okay, so these are the values after we sum the each and every row. So this we are using for row sum. Let row sum is equal to scores is this one matrix dot map, and we have a row arrow function row dot reduce, and what we are doing, which value we need to sum. So these values we need to sum. So a comma b, so a will be 10 comma b will be 20, so sum will be 30, and then whatever sum it will be having, 30 will become a will become 30, and then 30 plus 30 will be 60. So like that it will sum each and every row. Okay, so if I print this one now, so it will become 60, 50 and 240. So this is how it will get printed. Okay, so this is our row sum, whatever it was printing. So same thing we can do by help of this one using two for loops. So first our value will be sum will be 0, and we will iterate from the I is equal to 0 until the length of the score, that is row, number of rows, 0 row, first row and second row, like that. And first the sum will be 0. Sum is equal to sum of scores I comma 0. First it will add 0, sum will be 0 plus score of first I will be I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0. For this one we will get the value of scores of I is 0 and j will be 0. So here the sum will be 0 plus 10. Sum will be is equal to 10, and then again it will become, second one will be 20 and then 30, because I value will keep on, this j value will keep on 1, 2. Okay, then it will become 20 and 30, like that it will add the all the values and it will make the sum. So same way after that one we are trying to print this one, whatever 30 it will be there. But here main thing was it will get printed in different line. Console.log we are using. So 60 first line, 150 will be second line, because it will move to the next line. So console.log will help to move to next line. So it will print in a next line each and every values in a next line. Okay. So if I try to print now, let me save and print it. So first this value will come, so that is 60, 50, 1, 240, and whatever these values are there, so this will come under 60, 150 and 240. So this is how it will get printed. So first we are going to see in today's session we are going to discuss about the DSA, as I told. So we will see first the reverse function, how we are going to reverse, so that we are going to understand. Reverse a string. So for reversing a string, and we will check that string whether it is a palindrome or not. For that I will consider let string is equal to some name. My name I will take Amrut, okay, and then I will take one more string which is reverse string. After reversing the function, reverse string will be nothing, like empty or null, like we will take the empty function, okay, empty value. And now what I will do, I will try to iterate the each and every string. So each and every string I will try to iterate. For that I will use for loop for let I is equal to 0, okay. As we are taking it as reverse, then I will take it as str dot length I should be greater than or equal to 0, because here the length will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is our length, then it should be greater than 0 I will take, okay. And then I minus, because we need to reduce the length from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the loop will repeat from 5 to 1, because the I should be greater than 1, okay. Now whatever the first we are iterated, so now we will take a reverse string is equal to reverse string plus string dot at I, okay. So character at I means for I value first it will be 5, so 5 will be this one, 0, 1, 2, fifth one will be this one. Let me just try to print it. After this one I will print it as console.log of reverse string. So why it is coming as undefined? Because we have taken fifth value is not there, then it will throw the undefined, because caret at this will start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, until 4 it will go. So that's what we need to take it as length minus 1, and here it will be equal to 0. Now if I try to print, so it will print in a reverse order, okay. And I need to check one more condition, that is whether it is a palindrome or not. So I will take if and else condition. So str, this is a strict comparison, triple equals to, this is loose comparison, double equals to, now I will use a triple equal to, which is strict comparison. Str is triple equal to reverse str, then we will tell that console dot log of, that is str is palindrome, else str is not palindrome. So if I print now, I will get the value, that is first this will be get reversed and it will tell str is not palindrome, and instead of this one if I am using the palindrome string, that is mom. So if I print this one, If you are reversing that value, then also the value will be same only, so then it will print it as str is palindrome. Okay, so this is a one DSA question which will be normally asked in all the interview question, so that is reversing a string and check whether it is a palindrome or not. So second example what we are going to discuss is printing a right angle triangle. Okay, so this is a right angle triangle what we need to print. So if I take it here, okay, if I try to print this one, so how we are going to do this one? First we will understand how this will work. Okay, how this will going to work. So consider this as a matrix. So consider this as a matrix. So here instead of this one we have a spaces. Okay, so instead of star we have a spaces. So first row we have a 1 star and 2 spaces. Second row we have a 2 star 1 space. Third row we have a all the 3 stars, no spaces, 0 spaces. Here we have a 2 space, 1 space. Here we have a 0 space. Okay, so we are going to check this one. Let I is equal to 0 we will take. For first line we have a 2 spaces and 1. I will consider it as 1 now, just for understanding purpose. Later I will show that one, like how we can do 0 and we can print it also. So we have a 3. Let n is equal to 3 rows. I should go till 3, that is n. I plus plus I will do. Now we will write a one more for loop. Let j is equal to 0. J should be less than or equal to j 0, less than or equal to n. Okay, how many times we are repeating here? So we are repeating for n times. We are repeating it for n times. So instead of that, if I is 1, our inner loop should repeat for only one time. Okay, then we will make it as j is less than or equal to I, and then j plus plus. So by doing this one, what it will do, inner loop, whatever the inner loop is there. So if I am trying to print the console.log of star, so if I print this one, let me just print it and let us see. So it is printing in this way, which we doesn't require. Okay, which we don't require. So if we want to print in single line, then we have a way process dot state dot out dot write. This is getting printed in a single line. Then I will use after each and every row, so it should go to the next row. After inner loop, so it should go to the next row. For that I am using console.log. So if I print now, so it is printing in a first row, then second row and third row. So basically what I am doing here, what I am basically doing. Okay, so if you try to understand this one, first what it is doing, I is equal to 1. So here j is repeating for greater than, j is repeating for less than or equal to I. So if I is 1, then j will repeat and add the star for one time, and if I is 2, then j will repeat for 2 times, and then 2 stars will get printed. For 3, third one, 3 times it will repeat, 3 times it will repeat, and it will print 3 stars here. Okay, so this is why it is 1, 2 and 3, and we are getting this 3 stars. Now we will go to the left hand pattern. Okay, left hand pattern is basically, so we are printing in a reverse way, and here you can go from 0 also, that is what I have discussed, but you need to make it as less than n, so 0, and here less than I. So if you are going with this also, you will get the same pattern. Okay, zero. Okay, my bad. So it should be less than or equal to I, inner loop, because it will repeat until that many times. So we need that equal to, but you can, if you are writing it from 0, then you need to make it as I should be less than n. Okay, not less than or equal to, less. If you are making it as less than or equal to, one more star will come. Okay, one more star will come, one more row will get added. So basically outer is for rows, number of rows. So inner is basically for number of columns. Okay, so this you keep in mind. So if you are going in a reverse way now, so if you want to print in a reverse way, then we also will go with the n is equal to 3. Only difference here is, okay, so if you are trying to print in a reverse way, so I will show you from the above example itself. So if you are trying to print in a reverse way, then first n should start from this one, I should be n, and then I should be greater than or equal to, I should be greater than 0 and minus minus. So if you start like this, then first will be for I is equal to 3, then our j should repeat for that many times. Whatever I we have, j should repeat from that many times. So j should be less than or equal to I only. So this will not change. So this will be 3, 2 and 1. It will be 3, 2 and 1. Okay, 3, 2 and 1. But here also this will become 3 times. Second row will be 2 times 1 star, 1 and star. The pattern will become reverse. So if I try to print now, so you can see that from 0 to n will be 3, it will print for 3 times. 0 will become less than or equal to, less than, always it will be less than, because we are considering it as 0 here, so it should be less than I. Now you will get that exact pattern. Okay, because it will decrease if you are making it as I minus 1. Okay, so n minus 1 if you are using, then you can use it as equal to 3, equal to I. J should be less than or equal to I. You can use here, you need to make it as equal to, so then you will get this pattern. So if you are making it as n, then you should make it as j should be less than I and I should be less than 0. So if you try to print now, so you will get the same star pattern. So this is a left hand pattern. Now we have a pyramid pattern. Okay, so pyramid pattern is also same thing guys, but this is little difficult. Okay, so here also we will consider it as let n is equal to 3. Now what we will do, let I should be equal to 0 and I should be less than or equal to n, whatever n we have, I plus plus we will do. So this will basically repeat for less than n, okay, and this will repeat from n number of time whatever the rows we have, all three rows, okay, all three rows it will repeat. Now we need to have one more variable, let row is equal to 0. We will consider one more for loop, that is let j is equal to 0. This is basically to add the space. So this loop whatever we are writing, this is to add the space. This is for number of rows, this is for number of space. So j should be less than equal to n minus I. Why I will just tell you, okay, just you look into this one. Now what we will do, now here we will print the spaces. So row is equal to row plus space. So we are adding the space for I is equal to 0. Here we are adding the space, first one, for first I is equal to 0, I 0, j will be repeat for from 0 to n minus, means n will be 3, n is 3, n is 3, this n is 3, 3 minus 0. So it will repeat for 3 times, sorry 4 times. So we should make it as, should be less than, correct. So it will repeat for 2 times, 0 1 2, until 2 it will go, and it will add 3 spaces basically, but we need a 2 spaces, 1 and 2 spaces. Then we will start it from 1, okay, then it will start from 1 and it will go till this one. So if you want, you can start this also from 1 or 0, it's up to you, okay. Now it will add the 2 spaces here, because we have taken from the 0, I is 0, j will be 0, j will be n minus I. It will start from 1, it will start from 1, and j will be less than or equal to, less than, only less than n minus I, only less than n minus I. N is 3 minus I is 0, so it will repeat for 2 times. So 2 spaces, first row 2 spaces, okay. So it will add 2 spaces first, and we need to print the 1 star here. We need to print the 1 star, 2 spaces, 2 dot and 1 star we want, okay. Now what I will do, I will write one more for loop, let k is equal to 0 or 1, you can take, k should be less than 2 into I minus 1. So what this will do, we need to start it from 0. If we are starting it from 0, then it will be 2 into 0, so which is should not be happen. So I will consider it as 1, and this will be equal to, so what it will happen, I will be 1, then this will become 1, means n will be 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1 will be 2, less than 2. So instead of less than 2, I will make it as j should be less than or equal to n minus 1. So this will become 1 to 2, it will repeat from 1 to 2, because 3, n is the 3, n is equal to 3, so 3 minus I will become, I is equal to 1 here, so 3 minus 1 will be 2, So j will repeat from 1 to 2. Okay, for this one, in this case, k will repeat from k will repeat from k will start from 1, and it will repeat until k should be less than 2 into 2 into I will be 1 minus 1, which will become 2 minus 1 will be 1. 1 should be equal to, so we will add it as k less than or equal to 1. So this will repeat for one time. Okay, k plus plus I will do, so this will repeat for one time, and 1 star will be added. First row 1 star, because here I will add it as row is equal to row plus 1 star, and finally I will print the whole row, console.log of row. So this what it will do, so this whatever the two spaces, so here for first row we added two spaces we added, and here what we have done, so we have used the same row, right? So two spaces and 1 star will get printed. For second time what it will happen, for second time when I is equal to 1, I become, so sorry, I become 2, I plus plus I become 2, so j will start from 1, n will be 3, n will be 3, 3 minus I is 2, 3 minus 2 will be 1. So here for second time, for second row I will start from 2 and j will start from 1 comma 1, means it will run for only one time, so one space will get added. From this loop we are added the one space, and what it will happen, it will add the, for second row, this is for second row, only one space is added, one space. What it will happen this time, so when we are running this one, I will become k will become 2 into 2, means I is 2 now, so 2 into 2 will be 2 into 2 will be 4, 4 minus 1, so I will repeat from 4 minus 1 will be how much, 4 minus 1 will be 3, so I will repeat from second row 1 comma 3. So our first row, for second row 2 star will get printed. How? First it will k will be 1, and it will check k is less than or equal to 1 or not, k will be less than or equal to 3 or not, so it is less than 3, then it will print 1 star. Okay, 1 star. Again when it will come for second time, so it will check row whatever value it will be there, so it will be first, it will be star star space space star. Okay, first it will be space star, because only one space will be there, and then star will become, and again whole will become row, this whole will become row. Second time it will print one more star. First time when it is checked, so it added 1 star, and then again it came and it checked, it added 2 star now, 1 space 2 star. So if k is equal to, when 2 will become k will become 2 for second time, so 2 less than or equal to 3, yes, so it will print one more star. For third time 3 will become, so it will print 3 times. Okay, like that it will print, so it will print for star then star. Let us try to print this one. Row should be okay. One space and 3 star I told, so it will repeat for 3 times. 3 star it will print. Okay, and then again it will go to the next line, that is for third I is equal to 3. It will become j will start from 3 minus I. 3 minus I will be 3 minus 3, which is 0. So this loop will not get executed. For third row, third time, this will become 0 space. 0 space will become, and here I will value will be 3. So 2 into 3 will be 6. 6 minus 1 will be 5. So this second loop will be run for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it will run, and 5 star it will print. So no space in third row. So it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No space it will be there. From it will start from here, and it will print for 5 times. So that is how all the first row it will be 2 space 1 star, second row 1 space 3 star, third row all are 0 space 5 star. Like that it will print the pyramid structure. So this is little bit tough or tricky, guys. So you go through one more time this video and you will understand, and try to solve it in your own way also. You can use another method and you can start try to solve those all examples also. Okay, try to solve as much as problems as you can, so that will basically help you to get strong with the coding skills. Try to solve the HackerRank or any other websites you can take, HackerEarth or HackerRank examples. So take the basic or easy examples and try to solve those things. So by that way you can get the better hands-on the coding skills. Okay, so more concept will be there, so that we'll discuss in our next upcoming lecture. So till then, keep learning. Bye bye, guys.